Would you mind telling us a little bit about your experience when you lost your home?
So for me it started quite a few years ago, about 4 years ago. I was married and I'd always shared, I had a very dependent relationship with my husband. So at the same time I suffered a lot with my mental health and things like that. Some that probably affected our marriage more so, like found it difficult to think about having children, having a family and stuff like that, and that impacted a lot in our relationship. So it resulted anyway, gradually, into separation. I tried to live on my own and hold all the bills on my own and stuff like that. I was working a good job, but it just still wasn't manageable. So that kind of kick-started the thing for me. Then my anxiety kind of worsened. I had failed relationships after that as well. And it restricted me more so from travelling. So now I couldn't travel very far for work. I was very depressed because of the breakdown of the marriage. I was given one too many chances in the position that I was in. I was in a managerial position, there was a lot of pressure at work. So it got to the point where I became unreliable. I just wanted to hide away from everything and I ended up losing my job as well. So found myself really just trying to scrape by on what I could, doing little jobs here and there, cafe work, meanwhile trying to get help for the anxiety disorder that I had and the depression. I'd always overthink everything before it happened. So before I'd get on the train, like even talking about it now, my palms are sweating. But like I was always very anxious about everything and I couldn't control it. I couldn't take medication for it. It was all really self-help. And then they shut down the centre I was working in Cannon Street that I was managing, and they didn't know whether they were going to put me in again. I felt lost, confused, unstable. All of that stuff came back to me, and I ended up having to leave there too. So back at square one, ended up moving back in again with my mum, which has been a very testing relationship. During lockdown, it got a lot more intense, a lot of strain obviously for everyone. And I ended up in a position where I was literally just on my own.
And you mentioned that you suffer with anxiety. Was there a point that you felt like that became something that you were dealing with on a daily basis, and what was it that triggered that anxiety initially?
So the anxiety initially, the first time I remember ever having that sort of attack was when my uncle passed away. My uncle felt ill, terminally ill quite quickly and unexpectedly, and within a short time frame, unfortunately, he couldn't make it. But I was there when he passed, and it's one of those things that you don't realise at the time certain ways things affect you. So at the time I was very free-spirited. I had no fears, no worries about anything. I mean, I flew to Australia, I worked in America on my own, I did so much on my own. And since that moment, since that happened, I've never been the same again. So, and I think it was because I remember coming back from the hospice at one stage, and I remember being on the Jubilee line and it stopped at North Greenwich and the doors wouldn't open. And the voiceover was just going over and over and over and over and just playing. And that was my first episode. And then literally about a week after, he passed away. I was with him, sat with him as he left us, and it's never been the same since. It's just, and it got worse as time went on. So the only thing I can relate it to was that it was quite a traumatic experience. So.
Do you feel like you have felt a little bit more stable and secure since coming here?
Yes, I feel like I have. It took me a while. I mean, I've only been here since July, but I feel like I am feeling a bit more secure here. I still suffer a little bit with claustrophobia, but I am feeling like there's a great support system here for me. So,
how did you feel when you first became homeless?
It just felt normal. I know it sounds really bad, so I don't want to get emotional about it, but it just felt normal because I've always never been stable. So it's just, Every time everything's going right and everything's on track, it's almost like life doesn't want to give me the good, it never wants to give me, you've got a good earned job, you've got, great social circle, you've got a husband, you've got everything going well, you've got a flat, you've got cats, and then everything just gets taken away from under your feet again. It's just, so homelessness and instability is something that I've become accustomed to.
And do you mind just talking a little bit about the support that you've had since being at Anchor House?
Yeah, the support here has been really good. I mean, sometimes I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it through the month and stuff. Financially, it's a lot of a strain at the moment. So it's really good to have the extra support here in terms of food and stuff, because there was a time I didn't know if I was going to be able to get my breakfast in the morning. And at least now I have got that extra help. Also, my key worker, Elif, she's really great. She's been really supportive the whole time. And I do feel really comfortable, and I feel like just having someone, even just to having the reception staff, because of sometimes the episodes I can get with my mental health in the evening, the feeling that I get in my head, it's good to know that I've got somebody here 24/7 and their understanding of the circumstances that may come to them. So it's a relief for me.
Okay. What are your hopes for the future?
To be able to live an independent life, not relying on a parent or a partner, and really just taking reins of my own situation, being able to afford a normal life and be comfortable and confident with it, because every day is a battle for me right now. So, just to have the mental clarity and to have that support and not feel anxious anymore and be able to travel and fly. I mean, I used to do it all the time. So to be able to not do any of that anymore for the past, I don't know how many years, I really just I'm trying everything I can to fix that. So.
How do you think the public view homelessness?
I think a lot of people think that homelessness is maybe somebody who in particular has come from a maybe drug or alcohol abuse background, or somebody who has put themselves there intentionally by being, but everyone has their own story, everybody has their own journey, and people need to listen to that. But it's not just that. People can be homeless from any path.
And if you were to say one thing to people about homelessness or the experiences that you have gone through, what would you want people to know?
I'd want them to know that anything can change at any time. And if you feel that you could do with support in any sector of your life, even when things are going great, then take that support. Look for it, get help, just have something near you to pick you up or to keep you on that track if you feel like, things can sometimes get too much.